I recently recorded an album called Singletary Steps Out. It features a lot of guitar work. The album is primarily guitar, primarily and predominantly guitar. It's guitar-driven, it's guitar-led. If you listen to Catfish Blues, which is my cover of a song written by Muddy Waters, my version is a lot different because I bring a different sensibility to the game.
Well, I will. I wasn't swimming in a deep blue sea. I'd have all you sexy women swimming after me. Swimming after me. Swimming after me. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh, oh. I went down to my telephone upon stair. Yes, I did. Said, come on. My husband just left. My husband just left. He's dead and gone. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
The guitar playing is right there in the pocket. Even though it's improvisational, it's angular, I really just put my own spin on it. And I also changed the context of the storyline. So the original narrative that was written by Muddy Waters, McKinley Morganfield, was basically a song that had a lot to do with adultery and affairs. In my version of it, it's changed ever so slightly, whereas to push the notion of affairs and adultery aside and replace it with a notion of death and violence. Basically, I'm saying that the man that she was married to is dead and gone. That's really what is different, narrative-wise, regarding my version of Catfish Blues. On Singletary Steps Out, I also covered a Robbie Robertson song, Chest Fever. Chest Fever is a song from the band's album Music from Big Pink. Chest Fever is a tune that exists within the realm of sexuality and lust, carnal desire. There's also a lot of gratification going on. So while it's very lustful, the characters are also gratified in certain ways within the narrative. I believe that I heard the song for the first time when I was listening to Three Dog Night's debut album.
I know she's a tracker, in a style that will back her. They say she's a chooser, but I just can't refuse her. She was just there, but then she can't be here no more. And as my mind
especially if you listen to a plethora of different styles of music, different artists, music written within different modes and different times within history. You'll have an amazing vocabulary that you can draw from when you create your sounds. The key is really listening to everything. Listen to as much music as you can, then you can learn from it, and when the time is right, you can pull from your memory. And that's really what I do. Try to train yourself to be able to pull from your memory, because it's not something that comes naturally for most people. It's very interesting when considering the influence of Robbie Robertson over the album, because while Robbie Robertson wrote Chest Fever, I based another one of the tunes off of a song that Robertson co-wrote, which was It's in the Way That You Use It. It's a song from the 1980s by Eric Clapton, and it was co-written by Eric Clapton and Robbie Robertson. And I started kind of studying the framework behind it. I wrote my own song according to its framework. The song My Planet, which is the very first song, was based framework-wise upon It's in the Way That You Use It. And the song itself really is about the things that I see going on within the planet that we all live upon. We all engage in this experience of life.
But the one with the shield on the phone, I wanna talk to them when we're alone. Copper kettle, silver cup, trial and errors had you all mixed up. All through the years, had you all mixed up. All through the years. This is my planet, the place where I live. This is my planet, the place where I live. This is my planet, the place where I live. This is my planet, the place where I live.
There are many thematic links between the songs and the concepts that lie within those songs and those topics and those issues. It's not a concept album along the lines of other albums that I've done, like Subversive Blues and like Defying Science. Those were out-and-out concept albums. I really was influenced there by Tommy and Quadrophenia by The Who. And some albums by the Kinks in their conceptual phase. Obviously, I've never tried to fit in really to anything. And realistically, the situations that I've tried to fit into have not worked out. Pretty much those behind those situations have not wanted me to fit into those situations, and that's why they didn't work out, you know. So I haven't really tried to pursue fitting into very much throughout my life. So when I listened to the Kinks and the Who, and I heard those types of concepts, the concepts of alienation, of being rejected by society, I immediately was influenced by that. When I went back and I started to study this music, those concepts heavily influenced me to the point where I began to write about them. If you listen to my album, Defying Science, it revolves around two characters that basically wind up attempting to run away from the world. I guess that's really been a theme that I've written about in recent times. I've written about alienation, about loneliness, about transformation, personal transformation, self-transformation. Loneliness, isolation, those are not things that are easily dealt with. If you listen to the song Running Away from the World, I improvise a very long solo within it. It's one of my most expressive moments ever captured. It starts out with a little bit of poetry, you know, a little spoken word. I'm speaking out on behalf of anyone who needs to run away from the world within a song like this, who needs to remove themselves from the influence of the world in order to find themselves and to shape themselves into the person they want to become. It's a bit of a mini story, set to music, really, actually just set to a drum beat, and a cool drum beat at that, you know, like a really cool and engaging drum beat, a very engaging drum beat, you know, one that's very tribal. Now, if you think of it, perhaps the influence of Robbie Robertson loomed large even upon this, because whereas Chest Fever was written by Robbie Robertson and The introductory song from the album, My Planet, was based upon a song that was co-written by Robbie Robertson. Robbie Robertson and I share something in common, and that's Native American heritage. My own finds its origins within the Blackfoot tribal community. They are the types of drum patterns that place listeners into a trance, which is the same mindset of someone actively seeking to run away from the world. You have to place yourself in such a trance-like state. You have to shield yourself from the outside influences. Therefore, you have to put yourself in a trance-like state, and you have to remain focused on the goal, which in this case is self-transformation. The goal of self-transformation, basically removing yourself from the influence of the world and trying to create your own world, your own planet, a place where you're free. You're free to express yourself emotionally and creatively. So those are the types of emotions that I present within Running Away from the World. Singletary Steps Out features one more song. That song is called Whango Mango. And it's a song that was inspired by both Ray Stevens and Roger Miller. They're both known for novelty songs, fun country tunes that really are just zany. It's quite sexual in the way that I wrote it, because realistically it's a guy trying to pick up a woman and he's basically telling her, hey, do you want watermelon and fried chicken? Hey, do you want some, whiskey? Treating her kind of like someone from a background less diverse might treat another person whose type or kind would be unfamiliar to them. There is a bit of a racial twist within it.
So you want some watermelon? All I've got is a mango. So you want some fried chicken? All I've got is a mango. Whango mango. So you want some whiskey? All I've got is a mango. Whiskey, whiskey. Whango mango. Whango mango. Chicken. All I've got is a mango. Whiskey. Whango mango. Whango mango.
With Whango Mango, I had a very interesting experience. I heard a voice one afternoon. I wasn't even thinking about music. This voice loudly comes to me one afternoon and says, hey, I want you to record this song. And I'm like, okay, this is weird. I've never had this happen before, but okay, go ahead and tell me what it is. Then the voice goes, it's called Whango Mango. And I'm like, nah, that's okay. I'm more of a serious guy. I don't do stuff like that. This is actually me telling the voice of the spirit, no, I'm not doing that. That's not me. What are you talking about? Whango Mango. I'm a serious guy. I do concept albums. I do serious music. But then the voice is insistent. It's like, no. Hear me out here. Listen, this is going to be good for you. And I'm like, okay. The voice starts dictating to me the chords and lyrics of the song. I was just having a casual day, doing nothing. Do you want some watermelon? what is this, like Al Jolson? What is this, like some sort of racist stuff? Like I'm not doing this. When I used to go out to restaurants on my own, when I was living on my own, I didn't have a partner, I would sit down and someone would come serve me, as a server, and they literally would hear me say that I wanted something off the menu, and then they would ask me if I wanted the chicken version of that. They were just assuming that because of who I was, I wanted the chicken version of whatever dinner I was going to order. But anyway, I do feel that what was written within Whango Mango has a lot to do with stereotypes such as those. The whole album deals with things that are a bit metaphysical, the cosmos, the planets, one's relation to those things, and one's place within those things. So that's what I would say the album Singletary Steps Out is about.